This is an important announcement from the New Zealand Government regarding your biosecurity requirements when entering New Zealand.
Welcome to New Zealand. With our beautiful lakes, rivers, sea, forests and land, our country is unique. However, pests and diseases can affect our plant and animal life and hide in food and other risk items, causing serious damage to our environment, our primary industries, our economy, and the activities we enjoy. It only takes one risk item to harm New Zealand. On arrival, your bags may be x-rayed and inspected. Failing to declare a biosecurity risk item may result in an instant fine. Our biosecurity officers are here to help you understand New Zealand's strict biosecurity laws and what the risk items are. These include fruits, vegetables and eggs, meats, honey, cooking ingredients, herbs and seeds or spices, anything made of plants or wood, and used outdoor equipment including dirty boots and dirty shoes. You will need to declare all biosecurity risk items. You can do this via your New Zealand Traveller Declaration.
Everyone travelling to New Zealand must complete a New Zealand Traveller Declaration. This includes on behalf of children and babies. An easy way to do this is via the New Zealand Traveller Declaration app or website at travelerdeclaration.govt.nz. You can do this on board now using Inflight Wi-Fi if available. If there is no Wi-Fi, you need to complete this process before reaching passport control. If you've already completed your declaration, nice one. Before you exit the aircraft, take a moment to check your bags and belongings. Make sure any food you've received in flight or any forgotten food items in your cabin baggage are left on the aircraft.
When you land, use the biosecurity disposal bins in the airport to dispose of any risk items you're still carrying. Or ask a biosecurity officer if you're unsure. It only takes one risk item to harm New Zealand, and it's our job to find undeclared items. If you fail to declare a risk item, even accidentally, you could receive an instant fine. Thank you for your help in protecting our environment and our economy.
And our farmers.
Fruit growers too.
And the outdoor activities we love.